I am Dr. Kiran D. Shekhar. I am the Chief Consultant and Obstetrician Gynecologist and Fertility Specialist at Kiran IVF and Test Tube Baby Center, situated at Khairatabad in Hyderabad. And we have another branch at Manikonda also. And we are also into other cities like Chennai, Bangalore, etc. Now, Test Tube Baby technology is a new technology in the sense that it has come to the various cities of India about 30 years back. Of course, not that new, but some of the centers have actually been coming up in more numbers all over the places, and in tier 3 and tier 4 cities also, and other smaller towns also, this technology has now come. So it is actually benefiting lot of infertile couples. Earlier we did not have any answer for some of the pelvic pathologies or diseases in the female partner, like blockage of the fallopian tubes. That is, the fallopian tube where the fertilization takes place and pregnancy takes place was blocked due to infection, and these patients had to go for adoption. Then sometimes the sperm count used to be very low. The male partner has a very low sperm count, so he cannot actually fertilize the egg, which is very far away in the pelvis. So nowadays we have another new technology called as ICSI, that is intracytoplasmic sperm injection, where you inject the sperm right into the egg. So if we do not have very high numbers like 60 million, which is the normal count per ml of the sperms, we can inject few sperms also, few hundred sperms or few thousand sperms are also found. We can separate them, select the best sperm and put it into the egg so that pregnancy can take place. So this is something like miracles are happening nowadays in this field, so that actually they are not miracles, but they are scientific advances which are day to day occurring in the field of infertility, which is increasing the pregnancy rates. Now everything has been completed. I am coming to a patient category where everything has been done. The egg has been taken, the sperm has been taken, a baby or an embryo is made, a miniature small baby has developed which has got about 180 to 200 cells. It is called as a blastocyst. This blastocyst happens on the 6th day of fertilization. So you take this blastocyst and then we put it back into the uterus of the female partner with a very small and very delicate catheter right into the fundus of her uterus, near the fundus of her uterus, so that it goes and sticks there and starts growing into a pregnancy. Now all my patients and everybody else's patients also, when their final day has come, when you do the embryo transfer, they have lot of queries, they have lot of questions. They come and ask what I should do, madam, what I should do, sir, whether I should eat this, whether I should not eat this, whether I should sleep in this position, or should I take complete bed rest, should I go for work or not. So many questions will be there in their mind. So I wanted to clear those queries and those confusions and doubts. Now after the baby has been transferred into your uterus, that is takes about only one minute. The whole procedure takes only 1 minute for us. That is, we make the patient lie down, give her a local block or some kind of a sedation so that she doesn't feel the pain, or most of the patient can opt for the general anesthesia also for 5 minutes, so that she is put to sleep for those 5 minutes, and then we can do the procedure well. So what we will do is, we'll take the embryos, 1 or 2 in number, whatever are available, load them into a catheter, and in an atraumatic and a very smooth way we will put it back into her uterus. Now after the embryo has been put, she is very happy. She anticipates that she will get a good result in the next after 10 days or 12 days when the pregnancy test report comes. But meanwhile those 10-12 days are actually a very anxious period for her and her family and her husband, because every day she thinks about whether I will get pregnant or not, whether these embryos will go and stick or not. If I eat this, something bad may happen to the embryo. If I do this activity like I walk or I jump or I go for a walk or do some exercise, will it hamper my pregnancy? So all these questions I am going to answer today. So the patient now says, madam, shall I go back home in an auto, or should I always hire a cab or go by a car? So nothing will happen to your embryo if it has been put properly, and within the next 10 minutes to half an hour it will go and stick inside the uterus. If it's a good embryo, sometimes it may lie free there and then it will go and stick in due time. So do not worry about the type of transport you take home. you can go by any transport, it will not going to change our pregnancy results. So first answer is that. The second answer is whether I should take a complete bed rest, like I should go home, totally lie down, only get up to go to the toilet, etc., and then eat my food there only and then lie down there. So that's not a correct procedure, or that's not a correct strategy. Complete bed rest is never advised in these girls or the ladies who are actually undergone the embryo transfer, because if you do that, your blood supply to the baby is restricted and then the baby will not grow. So first 2-3 days after the embryo transfer, do take adequate rest. Like, don't go to the office place or your workplace if you are finding it difficult to go. But after 2-3 days, you can start going back to your work. Engage your mind in your work, and then do not worry unnecessarily about the embryo transfer results. So total bed rest is not allowed, not advised also. And small activities at home, like preparing your food, doing some small household chores, and doing other works in the house is totally allowed. You are allowed to go for a walk, you are allowed to go for your activities which you do every day. Now regarding the diet also, they ask us so many questions, like what diet, what I should not eat. If I eat some fruits like papaya, whether it's going to cause an abortion or it's going to not allow the baby to grow. So these are all not very scientific facts. You can eat whatever fruits you want to, you can eat lots of vegetables, you can eat lean meat, you can eat proteins like dals, etc., and other nutritious food. Adequate sleep is also very important. So about 8 to 10 hours of sleep in the night, in any position you like, that is good. Go back for your work, as I said earlier, and do not stay at home if you feel you have to go and do your work. And if any cramping occurs, some people go home and a little bit of a cramp occurs in the abdomen, they are scared. They think that this is going to lead to an abortion or something like that. It will not happen like that. It may be just due to some other. If any bleeding occurs after the embryo transfer procedure, please do not be scared or do not actually panic, because some amount of bleeding can occur because of the procedure, or some blood may come out of the uterus when the baby is going to burrow inside, or like it is going to find a way and then go and stick in the uterine wall. You may have some bleeding. So little bit of a bleeding which stops on its own is nothing to be fearful of or nothing to be afraid of. Do not stress out on these small things, so that the result is not hampered. You can actually, these days, you can actually talk to a counselor, which will be provided by the hospital or the doctor or the nurses there, and then they will reassure you. Or some family members who are little elder in the house, or the husband, whoever can counsel you also, they will tell you that nothing is going to happen. Now after you have done the embryo transfer, the 10th day is very, very important, because that day we are going to do a pregnancy test for you. So in between, before those 10 days, please do not do any test at home in the urine or do a blood test in a laboratory, because that is not going to come positive. It is going to come positive only after 10 days. So wait for 10 days after embryo transfer and then only go and do your pregnancy test, and come to the hospital for that test. And then the hospital will draw some blood for you. The lab technicians will draw some blood and do a test called as a beta HCG test. This beta HCG test report will sometimes come in the same evening or sometimes next morning, and that will tell you whether you have become pregnant or not. Any reading which is about more than 50 units of HCG in your blood actually indicates a good pregnancy, and then maybe you will get a good baby. More than 100 is a very good level, and if you have a level more than 200 or 300 units, that maybe you are carrying it in pregnancy. That is just a idea, or just a conjecture, may not be 100% true. But if you have a high level of HCG on the first day of your test, then it indicates that more than one baby, that is 2 twins, may be growing inside your uterus, which is a common occurrence in test tube baby technology. The incidence of twins in test tube baby technology and a positive pregnancy test is about 20 to 30% of the pregnancies are going to be twins. Now, after all these hurdles are crossed and you have achieved a successful pregnancy, try that this pregnancy reaches to 9 months or 8 months of pregnancy time, and you get a healthy baby. So next videos I will be talking to you about how you take care of your baby right from the time you have conceived to the delivery.